It's Week 18 of the NFL, and this one features the Ravens. Sure-handed wide receiver. Always staying busy. He's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Ravens and the Broncos, next on EA Sports.
Whiteout conditions throughout the Great Plains sure made travel difficult, but we're still expecting a full house at Empower Field at Mile High here in Denver. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Denver Broncos. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's picked up. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. Well, how's that for an early storyline? Some people are asking the ushers where their seat is, and boom, we've got a score on the board. A fumble return on the opening kick.
You ain't got that kind of bread, Ronnie.
Maybe we need to get to the stadium just a little bit earlier next time.
But man, those bratwursts, they're good, Charles. They're good. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. Boy, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. You look at this Baltimore defense. We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively, because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Denver has the first down, to play going for 15 yards. Now this is going to be a quarterback draw. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. On the give, here's Charbonnet. They find some open field here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. Operating from the gun, Corcoran. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Corcoran. They'll get that to Charbonnet. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos drive it right down the field to score on their opening drive. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, building his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Boy, after no giving in the snow, but it's up and good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
Anytime anyone throws for over 300 yards in a game, you know their name is going to be considered for Offensive Player of the Week. And in the AFC last week, our guy got it.
Yeah, he was the guy on top of his game. He'll try to duplicate that here in this one. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. So, CD, here we are. You look at how well this offense has played all year. 16-0. Now, in most years, they'd be at home right now enjoying time off for their perfect season, getting ready for the postseason. But this is the decade of the 2020, so that means 17 games are what's needed to get through a perfect season. Would a win here make them an all-timer for you?
It would. It absolutely would. And I realize we're not comparing apples to apples because of the length of regular seasons. But if you think back to the 1972 Dolphins, they were 14-0 in the regular season. 3 wins made them a Super Bowl champion, so they were 17-0 total. Imagine getting through 17 now and then continuing on and winning the Super Bowl. They're an all-timer team already for me.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 31. On the option left, Richardson. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. Richardson looking to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 18. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Bijan Robinson hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Richardson. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Bijan Robinson, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point up and good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Zach Charbonnet and his teammates back to the field for another drive. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complementary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet. Shedding the tackle that gives him some room. And he's going to have the Broncos 1st down as the tackle made at about the 38. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw. Corcoran. That's over the middle and caught by Mingo. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. This defense for the Ravens, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chance...
all the way home for the Broncos score. DK Metcalf, 57 yards. And the Broncos are back within a score. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Cleveland to return from the end zone. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try to get the upset win.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They go play action with Richardson. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Now 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt. was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax, they bask in it. They think this is okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way, too, because I've got to get coverage in his direction.
Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Man in motion left, Mingo. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 37. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver first. So in Raven territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 37-yard line. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I can't help it because I'm just sitting back in admiration right now for what I'm seeing. This is a defense that essentially announces to everyone that they're going to play, you are not running the ball against us. I don't care how you try to go about doing it.
Number 1 rush defense in the league for a reason. And after that last play, they might want to try to go to the air. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
If it's not one guy, it's another with this defense. I mean, this is the number 1 unit against the rush in the entire NFL. They know how to cover for each other, and yeah, they've got great players. They also have very dependable players, too.
5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least. If they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
2nd and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
3rd and 8. Now Richardson back to throw it. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
You just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. This is taken at the 15. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Off play action. Corcoran. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll set up a screen to Charbonnet. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Take it at the 37. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast. We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Throwing again, it's Richardson on 2nd down. Caught by Nelson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Robinson up the middle. And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Richardson. Here's a screen for Robinson. And all the way in for the Ravens. Touchdown. Bijan Robinson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point attempt to follow here. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Bijan Robinson. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Denver's offense now set to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Oh, nice move. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. He will push his way down to about the 14. Azeez Ojulari there on the tackle.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This a 2nd and 8. Now Richardson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This goes to the goal line. You got to be very careful with the offense called rub routes. When I call a pick, trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Here's Richardson to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. But for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
To throw on third down, Corcoran. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Richardson going to move him around. Richardson now throwing on first down. Musgrave's got it out right.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. And Richardson looks to throw once more. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Richardson looking to throw this. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Bijan Robinson on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland. And it's the Bengals who have the lead in the second quarter. Terry McLaurin, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are out in front in that one. It's Jalen Hurts with a couple of touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home in Acrisure Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Cooper Kupp, well over 100 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. It was the former Longhorn Bijan Robinson who was tough to stop in that first half. He wound up with 4 touchdowns all told, 2 rushing, 2 receiving, as that defense appeared powerless to slow him down. You'd have to imagine, given the snowy condition, lots to talk about at halftime for these 2 coaching staffs. Plenty of decisions to be made for this second half for sure. And for the call, we hand it back over to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Well, the Rocky Mountain snow looks like it's going to continue through this second half as we are back underway in Denver. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. What we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Now it's Richardson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that is exactly what you needed defensively. It's a long road back from here, but that's a good start to the second half as they force a punting situation and a 4th down.
And this one will be kicking team at about the 40-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now they'll start on the ground with Charbonnet. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 66 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On 1st down, Corcoran. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Corcoran. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 33.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for them here.
Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
1st and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. He's got the hook up here to Nelson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage.
Touchdown! A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Ravens have opened the lead up to 30. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline, because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly, got a great break on the ball, and able to force that incompletion.
On 3rd down, Corcoran. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Ravens taking the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And Richardson completes a quick one out wide. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, Richardson. And hauling it in, Nelson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Play action. Now Richardson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 59 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Oh, there's a nice move by Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Bijan Robinson, 14 yards. And the Ravens are pouring it on. How about the game that he has compiled here? So he has the 2 receiving touchdowns, and now that is his 3rd rushing touchdown. 3 plus 2, 5 total.
You and your math can't beat you on that one.
Yeah.
You got it down. But how about the diversity of the day he's had? Just what you pointed out. 3 on the ground, 2 catching them. What a performance.
What a performance. If I get my numbers and colors down, it's going to be a real threat.
Just always remember, color between the lines.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Oh, some strong running. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And Denver getting set to take the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Second down, here's Charbonnet. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
On first and 10, it's Robinson. Take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 28 yards. And the Ravens get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. The point after is good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Broncos 14.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Denver's offense ready to go again. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
At the 33-yard line.
A quick pass out to Juju. 7 yards there and a first down.
A 7-yard gain. That's good for the Broncos. First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll run it here with Charbonnet. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down. Back to throw. Corcoran. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 1st and 10, Corcoran. He'll find Smith-Schuster again. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
On the toss to Charbonnet. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got it. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. In the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Bijan Robinson leading the offense out for another drive. He has been a factor in a multitude of ways. Over 100 yards rushing. He's approaching that number in the receiving category, too.
And you know why I've always respected guys who can have these types of games? As a runner, you're going through a pile. People are raking at the football all the time. Your hands take a beating, okay? And to be able to still go out and catch the football in open field after going through that, that guy's dynamite.
He's been dynamite in this game so far. We'll see defensively if they have an answer because they need to come up with something. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Here's 2nd and 3. Richardson off the play fake. That is taken in by Rodgers. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play. They go play action with Richardson. Rolling to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Well, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
On the give, here's Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 26 yards. And the Ravens look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead.
The kick is good.
Down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. He'll get this to about the 38.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Looking to throw on second down. Corcoran. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
He's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now. They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. Davis now. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Davis now on third down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Elliott now to have the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 30 before being taken down. Well, tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Davis. Flush to his right. He completes it to Nelson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Back to throw again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Yeah, you got to wait until that ball goes 10 yards. They did not. They hit it before, and that draws the flag every time.
And there's no doubt in my mind that converting an onside kick has never been tougher in the NFL with the new rules. So trying to get it to 10 yards, timing up perfectly, that's tough enough to begin with. But when you go ahead and grab it before it goes, you got no shot then.
2nd and 5.
At the Ravens' 32-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Corcoran. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Baltimore,